I've seen you speak on this topic a couple of times, and I wanted to get to see if I could get some more in-depth information on it. UFOs.
Haha. Yes, sir. We refer to them as the wheel. Number one, baby planes, the smaller ones, 1,500 roughly of those. Now, I'm not the expert anywhere near on this. That would be Brother Elia Rashad Muhammad, also Brother Dimitri Muhammad, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, and of course, Brother Dr. Wesley Muhammad. If anyone wants to get more in depth, please watch their lectures on it where they break down in detail. We really don't want to believe certain things, right? Real simple. The U.S. government has finally, just last year, admitted, yes, they exist. Yes, we've had documentation on them for a long time. We didn't want to let y'all know about it. All right, yes. Okay, yes,
Right.
yes, fine. Men in Black, Independence Day, all right. All right,
Sure.
it's not too far-fetched entirely. I want people to look up something called the Battle of L.A., a real situation that happened over 50 years ago in L.A., right off the coast of Playa del Rey, down at the end of the 105 by the LAX airport, where they were shooting in the sky at a wheel-like object right off the beach coast, shooting at it. Couldn't hit it, trying to figure out what the hell that was. This actually happened in real life. You'll see old newspaper clippings and everything. It went through different parts of that coast, went all the way down through Signal Hill, Long Beach, and disappeared right off the coast of Long Beach. Now, that was over 50 years ago. Okay?
50 years ago.
Or 50 years ago.
Right. That was when Eisenhower was president or something.
Absolutely. You have presidents who said they were going to declassify the information on UFOs. Multiple individuals. Jimmy Carter was one of them, who said if he becomes president or in his presidential candidacy, he's going to do that. That would be one of the things he'll do. I think Nixon was also one, I believe. But for sure, Jimmy Carter. So they knew about it. Area 51 and all that. Yeah, sure. Even Obama opened his mouth and he said,
Yeah.
I think I'm the first president to admit that Area 51 actually exists.
It is,
I guess
right.
he slipped up and said it at a dinner.
It's the impression that I'm laughing
Yeah,
at.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Bro,
Yeah.
so it exists. It's just the narrative or the classic story isn't what it is. All right, how they said tall, green men, big heads, big eyes, blah, blah, blah. Same thing they say about the pyramids, right? They want to take everything away from the original people that create things. If I were to say, well, the people who control those things look like us, some of us will believe it. Some of us like, I knew it right now. Somebody's going to say it right
I'm
now.
one of them.
Right?
one of them, yeah.
Because, I mean, realistically, we are the original architects. We are capable of doing said things.
Right.
So don't devalue yourself. That's my point. If we can create all kinds of different forms of technology, which we have, then it is possible. So that's something I think people should do more research on because they do exist. We call it the mother wheel. It's not on no spooky conspiracy theorist type stuff. I'm very specific about what I'm saying, half a mile by half a mile. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was arrested and they took the original drawings of it that we believe God taught him about that specific contraption in the sky, a human-built city, is what we believe. Then the Bible talks about it. Ezekiel 3:17. In different parts of the Bible talks about it. Different historical books talk about it, and a whole lot of documentaries talk about it. Over 40 other countries have exposed and have released their documents saying, yes, we saw them here. Yes, we saw them over here. Yes, these people, all of them have different accounts of seeing boom, boom, boom. I've seen, not to be funny with y'all, literally, okay, now, these are prescription. All right?
Right.
But I'm not that bad. My eyesight is not too bad. I have seen with my own two eyes, bro, in the sky, and I said, okay, I know I'm not tripping. And the way they move was very interesting to me because they move in a way that no modern built contraption can move.
Where was this at?
Forward, backward. Last time I saw it was at 10/10/15. It was at the 20th year anniversary of the Minuteman March in Washington, D.C. 2015. I was on the steps of the Capitol looking at the ocean of over 400,000 people. Right up there. Clear as day, bro. I said, all right, I know I'm not tripping. Because I was on post, so I'm supposed to be, you gotta be on post
Right.
watching. I looked, I was like, I know I'm not tripping. Woo, woo, woo. I said, all right, no, not a drone. All right, like, let's get this clear. I knew exactly what I was seeing. And it wasn't the first time, and it wasn't the last. So again, it just depends on how strong your intelligence is, how strong your belief of a possibility is. So I'm not saying, you just got to believe it. No, don't just take my word for it. Again, go do your research on everything I'm saying and you look at it. But it's not the classical story that they told us. little green men, tall green men. Okay, come on.
Right.
You know, it's a little closer to home, I would say, than that.
What do you say in reference to people saying that we're living in a simulation? Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
I've heard about that. The earth is flat. We're living in a dome. They control everything. Okay, well, they're controlling everything to a degree for sure. Food, water, clothing, all that. Mental manipulation for sure. The living in a simulation. Okay, I can take that in layers. Metaphorically, absolutely. Metaphorically, absolutely, because over 75% of the human population is not in present time mentally. You still stuck arguing with your baby mama. You stuck on that situation. You stuck in the fact that you didn't even want to put that cash in the bank account because you knew that bill was going to snatch it. You stuck in that, right? So you're on the train, you think about all this other stuff. You're not mentally where you are physically. You're gone. You're somewhere else. So in a simulation, yes, I would agree metaphorically, figuratively. But literally, I'll say it this way as well. There is a lot of programming taking place. Social media, television, etc. We are heavily programmed. I'm talking about in a way where most people could not even understand.
Right.
There's a reason why the United States government and military contract with Hollywood. Say this one more time. There's a reason why the United States government and military contract with Hollywood, because they know I'm not spending 15, 20, 30, 40, $100 million in my movie budget just to pay for people to act, just to make you laugh. That's not what I'm doing. Mental manipulation machines are what movie theaters are, because you can wholesale program an entire group of people at one time with one thought, one behavior, one specific set of programs. You can do that. You use sound. People who are in movie production will tell you this. You use sound, use certain tones of images, and you use certain vibration of tone to inspire certain things. The dog gets shot. That's when the violin comes in. Oh my God, and the violin keeper, because that is pulling at that part of the mind, pulling at this part of the mind. It's very scientific. So the programming is very real.
Yeah.
But as far as what a lot of people, the classical, I'm going to just say this because, if you can't prove it entirely, maybe you should pull away from it and actually find the actual facts. You can find things that prove what you're saying, but if you get kind of out there, because some of our people, you get way out there, brother. Like, okay, now,
And all that stuff.
So you want to stick to the things that you can prove for the most part.
Right.
And a lot of people are like, well, there's no way to prove it. It is, but don't be lazy intellectually. Find it. This stuff is out there. I mean, it's in books, it's in documentaries. There's a lot of people, a lot of whistleblowers. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Everybody in the comments, please comment the word whistleblower. Start looking them up, because they're revealing things from inside the government.
Yeah.
That's why they go into whistleblower status, to get protected, because they are exposing things that they know they will be killed for exposing. That's what a whistleblower is. I cannot hold this. I have to tell the people. Edward Snowden is one of them.
Right.
Yeah.
I cannot hold this. I must tell. How are we doing this to the people and they don't know? No, I can't. I have to tell the people this.
Well,
That's why he's still in Russia.
well, how do you check the validity of the whistleblowers?
Well, normally the whistleblower, they're pretty thorough with they're pretty thorough. I will say the problem is they fall under the control of the media and how the media spins what they say. And the people sometimes fall for what the media says because they're very convincing. So
Can you
sometimes,
give me an example?
well, I like what Edward Snowden, for example. Oh, he's a terrorist. He's a traitor. He told the American people they are recording every phone call. They're recording this many text messages every day, this many emails, this many. He went down. It's like, wait, what? I'm talking about. He came out in detail when people did not have detail. Just blanket statement. Y'all know they're recording. Okay, yeah, but no, this many, this organization, this is the name, this is the location. It's like, whoa. He came out with every specific, so much so to where he said, no, I have to leave the country. They're going to kill me if I stay here. I have to go. So he sought asylum in Russia. They allowed him to come in because he was giving up all of this information. They're like, you're a traitor because now our enemies know our tactics. Well, he's like, yeah, but you shouldn't be doing this to your own people because you're a traitor to the people.
Right.
See what I'm saying? It's a catch-22. It is.
Right.
It is, and so I get it. I get from what the government says about that to him, but then again, I get what he says. Which one is to the detriment of the people or to the betterment of the people? Which one is better? So there are a lot of whistleblowers who come out and reveal a lot of things that it's hard for people to believe it. The simulation that I hear people talking about is more so like, no, this is not a real world. We're in the Matrix.
Gotcha.
We are figuratively metaphorically in the Matrix for sure. For sure. But I'm not strapped into no damn machine. See, like we gotta get this. Hey, now, come, God dang, we just gotta